Hoppers was released in 2026 and was directed by Daniel Chong. It tells the story where scientists have discovered a way to transfer human brains into animals which would give them the ability to understand and interact with other animals. And now Mabel, who has transferred her brain into a beaver, is now discovering mysteries of the animal world that are beyond anything she could ever dream of. Hoppers looked really, really interesting. It looked like a lot of fun. It looked very entertaining, and I really wanted to see it. The trailers actually engaged me. I actually thought the movie from the trailers looked like a lot of fun. And when I heard there was going to be early screenings before I head to America, I said, you know what, I have to go see it. And I was very lucky to see the film in iSense at Odeon Point Square. And I have to say, seeing it in iSense was a beautiful experience. After seeing Hoppers for myself, I'm happy to say this film lives up to the hype. This film is really good. It's really funny and very, very entertaining. The storyline is a lot of fun. It is quite surface level in a way. Like, the storyline is quite basic, but I think the direction actually helps. I think the direction is quite good. There is an engaging story, and the way the film goes is a lot of fun. There is good heart in the right places. There's some very touching moments, especially in the beginning and the very end of the movie. The very end of the movie is very, very heartwarming. I think the relationship with Mabel and the other animals is definitely the heart of the movie. It's really, really good, and it's very, very strong. I think the pacing of the movie is very smooth sailing. It's well paced, it doesn't drag, and it doesn't feel rushed. And the movie has a lot of good heart. There is a big focus on comedy, and in all honesty, the comedy here is hysterical. The comedy is so funny. There wasn't a single joke that fell flat, in my opinion. I think every joke landed, every joke just worked perfectly. The comedic timing of the film was just absolutely fantastic. The comedy of the film was really strong, as well as the film's heart. The film has a lot of touching moments. I do think the third act, though, kind of started off a bit weird. The third act went very different to what I was expecting. I feel the third act started off a little bit silly. I'll get to that later. I just felt the way the third act started was a little bit out of left field and kind of had a little bit to be desired. But I think after they got after the silliness, I think the third act got very entertaining and very, very heartfelt. And I really like how the third act was written. I actually have to say I was very surprised with how the movie ended. And I think the way the film ends really, really works. And it's such a very wholesome and very touching moment. The animation of the film is absolutely beautiful. The character designs are really good. The human designs are great. The animal designs are absolutely fantastic. It's weird to say, but I feel like the animal designs kind of have a little bit of mixture of realism with the eyes and a little bit of cartooniness. It's kind of weird. It's weird for me to put it into words, but I kind of like the mixture of the different elements. I think that's really, really cool. I think the background animation is really good. The climax of the movie is gorgeous to look at. The locations are very creative. The pond is beautiful to look at. The water animation is really, really good. And the color correction and the lighting is really, really nice to look at too. The voice acting of the film is great. Everyone does a fantastic job playing these characters. They really fit these characters and they really bring them to life. And speaking of the film's characters, they're also really, really good. I have to say, Mabel was a really good protagonist. She had a very good character arc and she was very well written, and I really liked her interactions and dynamic with the other characters. That was definitely the heart of the film. King George was a lot better than I was expecting. He's really funny, very entertaining, and his character development is a lot better too than I was expecting. The same goes to the other animals such as Loaf, Ellen, Tom, and the others. They are all very entertaining, very funny, and they all contribute very well to the plot. All the animals had good chemistry with one another, and that was definitely my favourite aspect of the film. When it comes to the humans, the scientists were good, but I feel like not a lot is done with them. I kind of wish we got a little bit more of them. And the same goes to Jerry. Now, Jerry's actually a really entertaining character, and his character actually turned out to be a lot better than I was expecting. I really loved the direction taken with his character, but I feel when it comes to the council animals, they were good, and Dave Franco's character was good, but I feel like that was where the third act started to get a bit silly. I feel like not a lot is done with the council animals, and there's a certain thing that Dave Franco's character does. I'm not going to say it just to avoid spoiling, but I felt that was definitely the silliest part of the third act. I mean, it did work, but it just kind of felt like it could have had a bit more of an impact. The way it was executed just felt a little bit silly and a little bit over the top and just a little bit out of left field because I don't feel like they did a lot with Dave Franco's character to, have that work. And I just felt that part of his character just, I don't know, I think it could have used a little bit more work. So while some characters could have used a little bit more development and we could have got a lot more with them, I think for the most part, the film has a very, very strong cast of characters. The main characters are excellent. The music of the film is really good too. Some of the songs kind of feel a little bit unhinged at the timing they're played, but I think with the way the film's sense of humor is written, it kind of works. And some of the songs can be very entertaining to listen to. The end credit song is actually really, really nice, I have to say. And the instrumental of the film is really good too. The instrumental really fits the movie. It actually adds to the film's atmosphere. So some of the music kind of feels a tad bit unhinged, but I think the film has a pretty solid soundtrack. I'm happy to say I'm really glad I got to see the early screening of Hoppers, and I highly recommend that you guys go see it when it comes out because this is definitely one of Pixar's funniest films and it's definitely one of the best films of the year so far. Overall, Hoppers is a really good movie. The storyline is great fun with good heart, good humor. It has beautiful animation, great characters, and very nice music. This is definitely one of the funniest movies that Pixar have ever done. I'm going to give Hoppers a strong 8 out of 10. So that's it for my review of Hoppers. Let me know what you guys think of the movie in the comments section below. Stay tuned for my next review, and until then guys, take care everyone. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next video, and until then, skadoosh everyone.